engine was James. James's driver and fireman. With a sudden jerk, it all came easier.
There he went. Into a ditch. Ooh!
You remember when she was ill in bed and... Yes, of course.
Whale Percy, help!
Ran across the line. The cars jerked forward. Oh! They screamed. We can't! We won't! Some of their brakes snapped and the gear jammed in the sleepers.
Oh! His eyes. It's backwards.
Edward's wheels slipped fiercely, and with a shrieking crack, something broke. The crew inspected the damage. Repairs took some time. Oh! It off and away into the valley below.
But it was too late. He was so hot, he banged the trucks hard into the buffers, but the buffers weren't so...
Bah! Said Gordon, and angrily let off steam. The rails were now like a tightrope across the thundering water.
We stopped. Then late. Too late. Often came off the... They said... There's... Peter Sam... Oh... cried Percy. Now there'll be trouble. And there was. Side the trucks. That lot was too late. Control and the Fat Controller. Again. Went off the rails at Bulgee's Bridge. On. Suddenly his snow power shouted, but it was help! He lurched forward and rammed the truck. Naughty gnomes! Cried Percy. Oh, help! Gordon cried as he slid off the tracks. And coal dust flew everywhere. Oh! And he took off, blowing cinders and ashes everywhere. He... off like a mighty... But Fergus was covered in rocks. He dangled the track. There is... He's fallen in the water! But it was... his firebox to a deep snowdrift in time. The hopper. But he shunted the buffet car so hard everything flew into the air. The carriages rolled. Trucks hurtled into a siding, they biffed and bashed the buffers and fell all over the track. But Percy, the duck pond, he bumped them very hard. Watch as he puffed into a big pile. He bumped into a truck. The truck rolled into a lever. Then it covered the fat control. Thomas stopped with a jolt. Caused a big bump. The eggs fell over. A great whoosh of sparks. She didn't notice the huge white. The coupling broke. Thomas shot forward. Coco gave them an extra big shunt. The truck's an extra hard shunt. Paint pots flew into... He gave him a bump. Suits and the steam the island. For the water tower. Crashed down across the telegraph pole, and they all came off hard as he could, and the carriage crashed on rock fell. Then another rock. Until it excited to be careful. But it was too late. It rolled onto the track. Then there was another loud trouble. Rusty coupling broke. The truck's uncle pushed his way through the barrier. The roof collapsed behind trucks, and they crashed. No. Out of the way. The truck his boiler bubbled and bounced. The carriage that bumped into the air, the bell topped the flatbed, crashed into the buffers. Then splat, Rheneas raced right off the track. Straight into the back of the buffers. Sides of the trucks collapsed. Pipes with a loud crunch. His trucks hit the buffers and bright white flour couldn't stop in time. Came loose his flatbed to a stack of roofing slate. They skipped the stones tipped into a set of buffers, and he biffed right into his lucky truck. Into the barrier, was surprised. He jumped and Rusty jumped and he biffed his truck. His trucks in surprise. Flour flew up into the air, flatbed so hard they burst through the buffers, smashed through oil drums stacked on. Parcels flew everywhere. Too late. Toby splashed through the puddle, head into the buffers. To Bert, they cracked. The mud sprayed all over Renee.
Toppled off the track. It smashed into the tower. As the tower crashed to the ground, crashed straight through the block tunnel. Thomas landed in a pool of water, a thick wall of bushes, bottom of the hill.
he hit the buffer rope. The magnificent water wheel toward the level crossing. It bashed into Emily. Buffer. Track started to sink. Emily to the ground. It burst. The train smashed straight into me. Thomas and Diesel smashed Harry straight into them. Off his flatbed. It bumped. Thomas clanked off the rails and bashed his buffers with a bump. The last of the special blocks fell from his flatbed into the water. Although he bashed into Rusty's truck, splattered all over the engines. So he bashed a sploosh and a clack at a streak of silver.
Trembling tracks!
Gosh! Potato trucks instead of jam barrels all over Tom. Crunch and a crunch, Thomas crashed into the bushes. Quickly, then too slowly. Then he rolled back too far. Slate and dust flew down his funnel and bounced off his boiler.
Hero's new lamp broke loose and hit Spencer. Parts fell off. They clanged. Thomas, the worse he wobbled. More parts splattered and scattered from Hero's engine. Thomas!
Crack the track
And it cracked. Ditch. Mavis hadn't lined up her freight cars under the hopper. Slate spilled everywhere. Up the crates. They fell on. The broken track was very bumpy. The books jiggled and joggled. Thomas hit the biggest bump of all. Cars bounced high in the air. They crashed and bashed. They clattered and shattered down to the tracks.
Oh no!
Rocky dropped his crash.
Hoist!
He hit a big green right in front of Henry's nose. He blew the biggest puff of steam.
Splash! 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 James! Splash! 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 Splash!
Spotty and Sir Topham Hatt.
Thomas!
The snow sprayed from his wheel. Snow flew up all over Gordon's face, hiding straight into the back of some. Gordon saw Thomas and his car of firewood. The Joby wood tumble logs crashed and smashed into the last, and then a crack and a splash.
broke. The apple truck tumbled off the tracks. Apples bounced and rolled everywhere. Two trucks, James and Tom, straight into the Ford Thomas and James had shot. He clickety-clacked around into an old truck. A popping cork hit Mr. Bubbleakers and the cakes. Then there was trouble. Black hole trucks bashed and hiding. He bashed the butt with a crunch and a crack onto the track in front of Thomas. The shadow bang and a clatter. There was a crash.
Kevin.
They biffed into Buffer. Flash and a crash. Buffer with a biff and a bash and a terrible smash. And it huffed the balloon up in the air. The big balloon bounced from the...
My hat!
Into Charlie. Bopped the Christmas tree crate right in front of Kevin. Kevin bashed and... Old Wheezy and Hee-Haw were busy throwing them around. Suddenly, Hero smiled and sighed.
Look, Thomas. Joby looks.
Hello, Thomas. This is Hero.
Hello, Hero.
We're the Logging Locos. Welcome to Misty Island. One biff, one bash.
Smashed, crashed. They giggled and jiggled as the logs leapt and flew. Then Hero whistled loudly.
Please, Thomas, I would like this to stop.
Thomas looked at his friend Hero. Hero wasn't happy. Hero wasn't happy at all.
I'm sorry, Hero. I wanted to make you happy. I thought I knew how to make you happy, but all I have done is make you unhappy. I haven't been a good friend to you.
Thomas felt terrible. The logging locos were worried.
We're sorry, Hero.
Thomas and the logging locos
And Bertie the bus nudged and budged the poles. But his magnet started to bash and crash his magnet. Bash and a splash and a sploosh and a whoosh.
Ready for action!
The wheel didn't pick the and he hard again bashed into Rocky with a bang and a clang. It's Kevin watched Thomas and Percy jumped into the flatbed with a clang and a bang. Kevin biffed the oil drum. It skidded into Spencer. An oil drum whizzed and whirled towards Victor.
I'll chuff back soon, Percy.
Snow splattered and scattered all over Percy.
I only have one job left, Percy. I'll leash back soon.
Once again, snow splattered and scattered all over Percy.
He pumped his pistons as never before. Off the rails.
And into the sea.
Bumped into him and sent him splashing into the sea.
Splash! His wheels were too big for the narrow pit. Old Wheezy wobbles. The end, a rattle and a rumble, a jiggle and a jog, and a very big bang. Smoke grumbled. Old Wheezy rumbled. Smoke swirled, spanners flew, and then he stopped. Old Wheezy rumbled. More smoke swirled, more spanners flew, and there were even stranger noises. Then Old Wheezy stopped. Suddenly he jumped and juddered, he jittered and jogged. Smoke swirled and curled, and bits of metal, blocks of wood, and blobs of oil flew everywhere.
That's not meant to happen. That's wrong.
A grunt and a grind, a roar and a rattle. Old Wheezy was fixed. Logs flew, they bounced and boinged, they crashed and splashed. The logging locos were happy.
One biff, one bash, and there's always a crush.
Tot giggled and jiggled.
Happy to.
Even Old Wheezy threw an extra special Rocky drum right onto Edward. A magnet dropped onto Toby. And straight into a he hit the buffers. As he dropped his camera. And he bashed straight into the back of Whiff's rubbish train. The rubbish trucks clattered and battered right off the rails. Biffed and bashed into the truck, straight into Diesel's flat. Gore, big cloud of coal dust smashed off the train.
Mice.
Rose bumped it, and it shuddered. It wobbled and it wibbled, till it rolled to the ground and into the sea.
Smash and a bash. Whiff smashed into him.
But Frankie opened muddy wet track. Sir Handle creaked louder.
With a rattle, Peter Sam puffed to a halt.
Careful, engine. Toby wheeshed faster and faster over the shake.
Crates. Who are pulling stone to pull the rise?
pushed him forward and nearly ran him off the rails.
Look out for Stephen! I mean, Mitch! Aiden was... Whoa! Look out! The track is collapsing! It's the track! Hold strong, Jack!
Cinders and ashes! Quickly!
Oops. That's it, Cranky.
There was so much to do.
Look out! Ah, I can cope perfectly well on my... Oh!
Shiver me axles! There be chickens!
There were chickens here, chickens there, chickens running everywhere.
Don't worry, boss! I've got it!
Rain, scruff, stone. Trouble. Was getting thicker and thicker.
The sea owl!
To do. End of the track. The barrel, the ground.
Now get in